So nice to see you. Really fast, welcome to my channel. My name is Adrian and my goal is to create videos that feel more like we're on a FaceTime where friends chatting kind of thing, just to seem a little bit less intimidating. And also, I will not include any media examples, TikToks or anything like that. My laptop really overheats when I try to edit those in, and I don't feel like burning my house down. Anyway, let's do the video. It's been so long since we've talked. I hope you don't mind if I do some diamond art while we chat because my ADHD is ADHDing today. I absolutely need to talk about frickin' James Charles. That man is gonna be the death of me. I don't understand how he has 40 million subscribers. It's insane. Because, okay, subscribers, his fans are so diehard too, and it's so dumb. Drives me insane. Because obviously, if you don't know, I'll explain it soon, but there's this whole thing with like Kayla and Evan. But James in general, man, he's so problematic. He's just a problematic man. And I don't know why the fuck he has a platform. Why are we giving this man a platform? I feel like YouTube needs to demonetize his channel. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I feel like I should probably break this down. You know what James Charles is. You know who that man is. You know him. Hey sisters. Hey sisters. Sorry, that was petty of me. I'm gonna start with one little thing he did that's so inconsequential in like the grand scheme of things, but this is such like a small thing in light of his other controversies. When he had just started his YouTube career and he was just kind of off, he had his brother on camera, videos with his brother, and he would be like hand puppets to really illustrate this. I forgot his name. What is James Charles's brother name? Ian. So he'd be like, we have sister Ian here today, brother. We have sister Ian here today, brother. I'm calling you sister. And just throughout the video, it's like, Ian, brother. We're not doing this with you today, Ian. Like, single mother video. He does that when he has Ian. He's like, sister Ian. He obviously is so uncomfortable, and his brother is so uncomfortable the entire time. You can see it in his body language. Vocalizing, can this be over yet? Can this be done? Like, I'm so uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. I know that's one of the more minor things in, like, the grand scheme of everything all the time, but it still annoys me that he treated his brother like that. But no, I'm gonna lock in. So everyone knows about grooming allegations of him talking to young men and whatnot. A little side note about that. Do you know how many friggin', okay, this is gonna sound like I'm a James Charles supporter for a second, but just stick with me, okay? How many people lied about being a victim of James Charles? And that's so stupid because he did actually have several victims. So now whenever someone says it, they're like, oh, you're just like that other guy. You like, I have another call sometime if you want to talk about that. That's not actually what I want to talk about right now. I want to talk about James in context with Evan and Kayla. You guys know who Kayla. I never really want to pronounce last names because I don't really know how to pronounce them. And I just know I'm going to offend someone. So anyway, I'm just going to call her Kayla M. I'm sure, though, y'all have seen Kayla M. Scroll through your TikTok page. She comes up. She has kind of freckled makeup. She recently, which is such a slay for her, like, I can't face it like that because that makes it sound like I'm minimizing the situation. Evan J was her abuser. I think I can say that without saying allegedly because he did get arrested. He pleaded guilty. He's in jail. Anyway, basically, he abused Kayla. Okay, she got bruises. He almost killed her at one point. Kayla won that case. He's not being put away for as long as he should be. He needs so much more jail time than that. That's a whole other rant. I could go on, but I won't bore you with that right now. I'm gonna say also, before I get to the rest of this part, people are like, why are we acting like James is worse than the abuser? We're not. James is not worse than the abuser. The abuser is the abuser, and he's awful, and he's evil, and I'm glad he's in jail. But he's in jail. Justice has at least temporarily been served for Kayla, which is great, and that's so inspiring, and that needs to be spread, and that's why I'm so mad at fucking James Charles for involving himself in this, and being a part, and making it so self-centered, making it all about him. When it shouldn't be about him, it should be about a victim prevailing. So Evan is in jail. Applause. Good. Celebrate. Amazing. But then James gets dragged into the conversation. Poor Kayla's going through all of this. James had a crush on Evan J, Kayla's abuser. He might deny it. He says that he's like, oh, I do not support abuse. We know for a fact that he had a crush on her boyfriend. Kayla brought for him receipts. You know, posted it recently, which is great for her. She didn't have to, but she did, and I'm kind of glad because maybe it'll redirect her comment section. He would just text her, be like, hey, your boyfriend's hot. So to flash forward a bit, give y'all a bit of a messy recap, because really, right now, I'm just sharing my opinions, okay? And I'm just giving a rant because this is so dumb. I just thought I'd chime in on it here. So James is kind of low-key, high-key exposed for hanging out with Evan J. But here's the interesting part is that's after Kayla told him basically that Evan abused her. So what happened is she shows the text messages. She's like, yeah, Evan did pretty much the worst thing a human could do to someone. Like he put me through, she didn't specify because she was fresh out of the breakup. And she's like, he put me through so much shit. Apparently, according to some trolls on the internet, her problem was she used emojis and said LOL because she was processing it. That doesn't fucking matter. Okay, what James did next was bad. You know what he did next? He flew motherfucking Evan J. He took little Evan J's abuser ass and goes, ooh, let's fly you out to me. That's where the infamous, like, have him now line comes from, because you have Kayla texting James and she's like, this guy did something absolutely awful to me. James goes, oh, can I have him now? Like, fuck you. I don't think I have to elaborate on how messed up that is, okay? I have so many issues with James Charles. He doesn't have a sense of morality, but I digress. So he flies Mr. Evan J out. First of all, to people saying, obviously, he didn't take Kayla seriously. She used emoji. She was laughing. Who fucking flies their friend's ex-boyfriend out to hang out with it? Who does that? Even if the breakup ended peacefully, like, who does that? Who's like, oh, you and my friend broke up, so I'm gonna fly you out. You're gonna come here with me. Who does that? And that's so dumb and narcissistic. But to make it worse, she basically said he abused me. To make it worse, she said that. So in an ideal world, he wouldn't have done that in the first place. But now apparently we're in the depths of motherfucking hell because he did it to an abuser. But low-key, the crowd is not surprised, okay? Our jaws stayed in place. I know I'm talking about this so dramatically. It's not TikTok tea. I do want to pause the video for a moment and say I am so glad Evan got arrested. I am so glad that he is in jail. Cannot express how proud I am of Kayla, how serious of an issue this was, and how much of a victory it was for Kayla. That is amazing, that is inspiring, and she is inspiring so many other people, and this is a real life story. It's not like this TikToker broke up an abusive relationship. It's no, this victim of an abusive relationship who prevailed happened to be on TikTok. Like, it's a very serious story that goes beyond the circle and like the realm of social media. And I do want to make that very clear. What I'm talking about right now is Jane's involvement of it and how much that annoys me. I just want to say that the initial story of Kayla and Evan is incredibly deep and incredibly serious and needs to be taken as such. But James is a motherfucking idiot. And I hate him for all of what I'm about to say. Break. Continue. James is like flown her freaking ex-boyfriend out, which is not something normal people do, but I guess as we've assessed, James is not a normal person. So all this kind of comes to light, and he makes the dumbest apology video. So obviously scripted. It's so obviously fake. Just think of the most scripted, generic influencer apology and somehow figure out how to insert real life abuse into it, and then you'll get James's apology. He's basically like, I do not support Evan. I have no big thing. He's like, we weren't that close. You flew him out. You little I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I swear to God, that man makes us look so bad. He makes us look awful. He's taking out his little misrepresentation gay ass. He's going, oh hey, I'm gonna fly you out. But I wasn't that close. I just flew him out. Also, do you really think this man, they allege that they didn't do anything while they were out, but do you think this man who just told Kayla how hot her boyfriend was, then flew out her boyfriend after they broke up, do you really think nothing happened there? Because obviously Evan, he doesn't have any moral standards. Obviously, if you think he does, you also don't have any moral standards. So anyway, that's just a little side note. But even if it wasn't straight out lying, there was a lot of not telling the full truth and a lot of gaslighting in his apology, and it was annoying. But the people in the comments, these people are just continuing to give him a platform, and he's, guess what? Continuing to fuck around, but he's not finding out. He's just continuing to make these mistakes and be immoral and just show again and again. Like, it's predictable at this point. You know, same time next year, same time. Like, it's going to happen again. It's going again and again and again and again and again. And people are still giving him this freaking platform. It's absurdity. And I can't with it. Ow. Anyway. Breaking comments are like, why do I kind of believe him, though? And then you have the more passionate ones that are like, he did not stutter. All the fellow James Charles hater, we're over here like, do you really think he'd stutter? This man wrote out an apology. He probably had to retake this multiple times. The last result wasn't even that good. I'm actually more concerned that he didn't stutter, even though he tripped up his words once or twice. I do that all the time. But anyway, I'd rather him, like, stutter. Because maybe he'd be telling the truth. I'm gonna go up in court and be like, Your Honor, he didn't stutter. Your Honor, I kind of believe him, though. Anyway, before this, people had been unfollowing James, which I don't know why they were following him in the first place, but you know what, growth, whatever. But then after he released this stupid apology video, which, by the way, sorry, Table, by the way, he only released this after she won the court case. So now I'm kind of wondering, what would he do if she didn't win the court case? Like, what would he do? What would James Charles have done if she didn't? Like, that man is such a clout chaser. He is such a professional at lying. So then Kayla, which I feel so bad for her, comment sections are flooded with people going, literally, like, in all caps, look at James' story, look at James' story, look at James' story, look at James' post, look at James' post, look at James' post, look at his post, look at Charles, look at Charles, look at James, look at James. So she's trying to celebrate this win. 10% of the people in her comments are like, oh, she's going to be dragging this forever. Like, she's allowed to drag it, okay? If 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, she's still making videos about this, I will gladly support it. 20 years, 30 years, she deserves to, because that's a traumatic thing. She almost got killed. Okay, she can drag it all she motherfucking wants, okay? Solid 20 to 30%, no, it's more like 40%, are about James Charles. And a lot of them are all the look at James Charles, look at James Charles. So can you imagine how hard that would be to try to share your victory online? And some people are saying, oh, you're dragging it, you're using it, whatever. And other people are saying, look at this person who helped your abuser. Anyway, so she goes to drop receipts. Everything. She's just talking about everything. She's shown receipts of how James was talking to her about Evan. Just what I hate. James Charles is involved with so much gossip. So much influencer gossip. Just all the time. Always being the topic of influencer. So I feel like inherently, when his name comes up in something, it switches from, wow, real world crisis to influencer trauma. And that, I think, is like one of my biggest issues with this situation, with James being involved in it, is that now a lot of people bring up is, oh, Kayla's still following James Charles. Okay, I don't know why she's doing that, but I can't imagine just making up everything she says about him. Like, there's a reason she's still following him, whether that's just because she forgot to unfollow him. There's just quite a various reasons, and I feel like it is not important to this conversation at all. I hate how this is being treated. I hate how James is such a big center in this conversation. Obviously, I'm kind of being counterintuitive when I'm saying that, when like all I talked about this whole time is, oh, how James is the center of the conversation. It annoys me that he has a platform, that he hasn't been demonetized yet or anything. How does he have 40 million subscribers? I better go before I get too hyped and wake up my entire household of human beings. Because believe it or not, I live with other people. Bye, talk to you later.